If you're a content creator of any sort, we all know that audio can make or break your videos. Today, we have the new Maono PD200W XLR and USB dynamic microphone, but with this new model, they added an incredible feature, and that's wireless connectivity, hence the hybrid in the title. If you're in the market for a professional yet affordable podcast slash narration mic that you can move anywhere within 60 meters, then stay tuned. I'll demonstrate every feature that just might entice you to deep dive into what makes this mic so good. With no more cords, you get the flexibility to manipulate your scene so you're not tethered to your workstation. Poor video quality can be forgiven, and so can fugly editing, but when your audio sucks, viewers tend to hit the road pretty quickly. Why do you think that is? Well, if you watch a B movie, one thing that typically jumps out is the lack of ambient sound or clean and well-balanced dialogue.
We got some nutcase in front of us.
Man, he must be smoking some heavy doobies.
The same goes with typical YouTube videos. Although the video and lighting might be lackluster, this is usually ignored. But if the audio is weak, poorly balanced, or even overshadowed by background music, the experience takes on a more negative impact for the audience. Trust me, I know, they will tell you. I had an 11-minute or so video it was a great video, but somehow during the conversion process, about 30 seconds went mono, and I got 3 or 4 comments on it within the first couple of hours. So yeah, I understand how audio is important. Even though they sent this microphone to me, they gave me the free reins to share my true and honest opinion. As a standard practice, I won't review anything that someone either tells me what to say or even wants to see or approve the video before release. I just don't have the time to go back and forth, much less make changes that don't represent my current opinion. So what are we getting here in this microphone? In this model, I have a USB-C receiver that could be used in a phone or PC. I've even used it on my Pocket 3. Check this out. You typically wouldn't use such a mic for mobile purposes, but if you had a static shot that you needed professional audio, you can pretty much be away from the studio or anywhere. So this thing's pretty versatile. You can get the model for DSLR cameras with the receiver to be used for podcast and interviews straight into camera. But if you don't get that one, you can still achieve the same success with pairing your recorded audio from a phone or PC. Just sync it up in post, as we're doing right now. I'm going straight into my PC. The flexibility of wireless remote recording while maintaining a quality signal is so helpful to me here in the studio. This particular model has a sturdy stand, has a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, a USB-C receiver, and a USB-C and USB-A interchangeable adapter. You'll get the standard literature on how to get started, but this mic simply speaks for itself. For all you engineers and audiophiles out there, I'll place the specs on the next screen so you can prepare to pause if you wish to see the intricacies of this mic. I'll also post a link to a spec sheet down below along with the affiliate link that I hope you might use if you decide to get this, but no pressure, trust me, no pressure at all. The sturdy build quality complements the resonant sound with an all-metal cage that is sleeved with a foam pop filter. The shock mount is a sturdy molded plastic ring that encapsulates the mic pod with very strong elastic bands. The mic does a great job of natively blocking ambient noise, so while speaking directly into the front, the distracting surroundings are barely noticeable. Check it out. Testing, 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 testing. I'm on the side of the microphone, and I'm going to the front of the microphone which yes, it should sound better, and then back to the side again. And this is how much it's ignoring the ambient sound or surrounding sounds, and then back to what this mic was designed for. What do you think? The colored button controls is easy to understand. The white button dial is to adjust your gain, the blue to adjust headphone monitoring, and the green for noise canceling. Each one of them has their own brightness or dimness depending on the intensity of each setting. The bottom where the USB and XLR ports is press for power and quick pressed for color changes per the RGB that you see here on the outside. There is an obvious mute button, but I bet you can't guess what color that would be. That's right. Red it is. You win again. One question I know many of you will ask is, does the sound quality change per the XLR, USB, or wireless functions? Well, Here's the wireless sound quality. And this is the XLR function. I'm using a shielded cable, came highly recommended. I'll link it down below for you. And I'm going into my Rodecaster Duo. I'm not using any effects whatsoever. Matter of fact, everything is flatlined. I just wanted you to see and hear how this sounds going straight into XLR. What do you think of the audio quality? And now we have the USB-C going straight into my personal computer. This is going to be a common function for most people who don't want to use the wireless function, don't have a use for it, and or don't have inputs for XLR. What do you think about the audio quality of the USB-C function going straight into my personal computer? As a recap, now back to the wireless connection. This is primarily what I'll be using here in the studio. If you need further capability to dial in those balance settings, there's an app for that. Imagine that. The iPhone Maono app is for extended equalization, where you can adjust the gain, headphone gain, and noise reduction levels. The only thing that I'm surprised they didn't add to the app is the ability to record individual clips and snippets that can be exported with the desired settings. Other than that, you set your mic and at least know what your settings are when you're sending it to your specified source. Furthermore, they also have a PC app, and it's a bit more robust with allowing for said individual clip recording, but you still get the same features such as RGB control, EQ settings for unedited preferences, podcasting, gaming, and even vocals where a bit of reverb is added. I did learn a lesson though. If you're recording this into a PC, then you need to make sure that the appropriate setting is already in there, because if you put it on vocals and you're doing a reverb effect, it's going to ruin the entire recording. I've already done that today. This isn't my first time recording this video for you. That's exciting, isn't it? Now this is the original sound with no treatment, but there is an equalizer to it, so you can adjust your different variables to your own liking. And then you have your podcast. This is podcast. This is how podcast sounds. What do you think about the podcast? There's podcast 1, there's podcast 2, and you can also add your own preset settings. So that's actually very helpful. Gaming is a little different. Gaming's going to give you a different sound, and if that's what you're into, then here you have it. And there's 2 different pre-configured settings for it, game 1 and game 2. And again, you can make your own and even add reverb to all of this stuff. And here's the vocals. The hills are alive, and I suck at singing. Now here's the folk sound, and what do you think about the folk sound? But yeah, the reverb. I had one of these set up and left it there, so when I started recording a narration earlier, I did almost an entire video to only realize that there was all this reverb on here. So yeah. So just make sure that when you're done, put it back in a normal setting. That way you're screwing up your next recording like I did. Now back to the original. I can't speak for multiple mics to one receiver, but if they don't provide that feature, they should implement it for multiple user interviews and podcasts. Having the ability to use 4 of these mics into just one tiny receiver would be cool, but if not, the USB and XLR will have to do, which it can be plugged into any audio interface of your choice. We do a lot of narrations here on the channel and on our 3D printing channel called Crafted Catastrophes. I'll link it down below so you can check it out if you like 3D printing. But here's the sound quality of our Fifine K688 that we've been using for months. The only treatment used in post is the noise reduction from DaVinci Resolve with 0 equalization. Well, this is the Fifine K688 that we've been using for the last few months, and I think we might have a new replacement, so what do you think? And here's the audio of the PD200W. What do you think of the audio quality of the PD200W? I like the bass in it. Users enjoy the flexibility of using this mic with every audio source as you grow or as technology changes, which we all know changes very quickly. Bottom line is, it's future-proofed and, so far, very reliable. The battery life says it's up to 60 hours, so that should be plenty before you have to recharge it when using the wireless connections. And that leads to what is my personal opinion of the Maono PD200W? Well, the bottom end is natively better than most of the other budget microphones that I've experienced, while removing my own annoying tinny sound from the upper register of my voice. I feel like a real man now. What do you think? But really, for the price of $99.99, this is a great option for anybody. So as you can tell, there are many ways to use such a mic, so what or how would you use it? Let us know in the comments and ask any questions you may have. I hope you like this video, and I hope even more that you consider subscribing to help the channel grow. If anything, please hit that like button on your way out, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that notification bell. I hope to see you in the next video, so thanks for watching and have a great day, and even more so, happy Halloween. Be safe out there.